Well, maybe their homework will be current events. Remember, we used
Right.
to get that as homework, and you had to watch the news so you could come in with a great current event story. So let's check in with somebody who could probably help with that. KRQE
Yes,
News
I'm sure we
13
could.
anchor Matt Mauro has the morning's news headlines. Hi, Matt.
Hi, Matt.
Good morning, ladies. You know, one quick thing on that, a teacher Facebooked me this morning. He said the first day everything was great. Second day it was like school had been in session for 6 months. The newness it all
Already?
wore itself out. No one was excited anymore.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Thanks for dispelling.
Yeah. That's good stuff. Okay, let's get a quick check of your headlines now at 8:04. Developing news out of Colorado this morning. Investigators are now examining things they took from the home of Mark Redwine. He's the father of Dylan Redwine. That's a teen who went missing in southwest Colorado. This young man, back in November, he was on a court-ordered visit at his dad's home near Vallecito Lake. The dad, Mark Redwine, said he would just gotten back from running errands and he found his son gone. Dylan's bones, as you might recall, were discovered back in June in this rugged area near Vallecito Lake. Now, investigators, this is from KUSA TV, executed a search warrant at Mark's home. They removed sections of carpet, wood flooring. They dug a hole in his yard. They took a fireplace poker, clothing, and a cell phone. So far, I just want to be clear about this, investigators have not named any suspects in Dylan's death and disappearance. Also, nobody from the La Plata County Sheriff's Department and office is talking about the search warrant yesterday. Overnight news in the metro area. Gunshots rang out in an upscale block of downtown on Albuquerque's Park Avenue. Officers rushed out here to Park near 15th and Central just after 10 o'clock. Police confirm one man was shot in the upper part of his body. He was rushed to the hospital. We are told he should survive. Investigators tell us this all started out as a fight among some people at a home. Investigators have not said if they arrested anyone or if they're going to file any charges. Well, Albuquerque Public Schools administrators now taking some heat about guidelines advising principals on how to handle transgender student issues. These guidelines now say transgender students will be given the option of using gender-neutral restrooms and locker rooms. Transgender students who want to have district records reflect a different name will need a court-ordered name change, and getting a new gender on those records will require getting a birth certificate change. That usually happens with reassignment surgery. Now, some school board members are quite critical of these guidelines. They claim that they single out students. A transgender group is also upset.
For me, this feels like a huge school district that had the opportunity to lead the way in our country is going to find themselves on the wrong side of history and having done the wrong thing by transgender people.
Okay, Superintendent Winston Brooks told us last night, I quote, "I think we took a step tonight coming up with guidelines for principals, but I think the real meat of the issue has to come from the state." Superintendent Brooks is pushing for the state legislature to take up this issue. In California, you might have heard this news. Governor Jerry Brown signed a new law Monday allowing transgender students to play sports and use restrooms for whichever gender they identify with. Right now, New Mexico Activities Association requires students play sports with the gender specified on their birth certificate. So you know, the district says there are 12 transgender students in the district, but the transgender advocacy group says there are many more. All right, another reason why you need to pay attention to the school zones out there. Some drivers in Santa Fe got a tough lesson on school speeding zones. Officers handed out 21 tickets since school started on Tuesday. Each ticket in a school zone a whopping $398. Police say they have zero tolerance for dangerous driving in those school zones, as they very well should. That does it for your morning headlines at 8:07. Get more of them every weekday morning on KRQE. That goes from 4 to 7. Nikki and Kristen, we'll now go back to you, talking a little bit more about Breaking Bad this morning, huh, ladies?
Yes, it certainly has been the theme of the week.